The 1970s gave us some of the most legendary muscle cars ever built, but not every great ride got the fame it deserved. Today, we're shining a light on 7 of the most overlooked classics of the decade. Let's dive in. Number 1. 1975 Oldsmobile Cutless Hurst Olds. The 1975 Oldsmobile Cutless Hurst is one of the most overlooked special edition muscle cars of the mid-1970s. A hidden gem from a time when the muscle car era was beginning to fade. Built during the era of tightening emissions and rising insurance costs, the Hurst kept the spirit of performance alive, blending bold styling with respectable V8 power and a level of exclusivity that makes it a true collector's piece today. Oldsmobile partnered with Hurst Performance to create something special, and the 1975 Hurst didn't disappoint. Based on the newly redesigned Cutless, the car wore aggressive body lines, a distinctive W25 hood with dual scoops and special Hurst striping and badging. Offered in either cameo white or ebony black with contrasting gold accents, the car made a strong visual statement, hinting at the power under the hood. Underneath, the Hurst came equipped with a 455 cubic inch rocket V8 as standard equipment, producing 190 horsepower and a massive 350 lb-ft of torque. While the horsepower numbers seemed lower compared to the peak of the late 60s, the real-world performance was still impressive thanks to the big torque and smart gearing. The Hurst Dual Gate. His and hers shifter came standard, allowing drivers to enjoy automatic convenience or manually shift through the gears for a more hands-on experience. Inside, the Hurst offered a well-appointed cabin with high-back strato bucket seats, a sports steering wheel, and special Hurst identification. Optional features included power windows, air conditioning, and a tilt steering column, making it as comfortable as it was stylish. Production numbers were limited, with just over 2,500 units built, making the 1975 Hurst Olds a rare sight today. Overshadowed by earlier muscle legends and the changing times, it remains a true sleeper, a car that still carried the performance torch when many others had given up. The 1975 Oldsmobile Hurst is proof that even in the twilight of the muscle car era, true performance and bold American style didn't disappear. You just had to know where to look. Number 2. 1972 Dodge Demon 340. The 1972 Dodge Demon 340 is one of the boldest and most underrated muscle cars of the early 70s, combining lightweight design with serious V8 power to deliver thrilling performance. As part of Dodge's compact Dart lineup, the Demon was introduced as a sportier, edgier alternative that could go head-to-head with the rising popularity of smaller, high-performance cars. The Demon 340 stood out from the crowd with aggressive styling, a rebellious name, and a perfect blend of power and handling that earned it a loyal following among enthusiasts. Visually, the 1972 Demon 340 had an unmistakable presence. It featured a wide, menacing grille, dual hood scoops, bold striping packages, and optional Demon logos, complete with a mischievous devil character, giving the car an attitude that matched its performance. It had a short, muscular stance with crisp lines, chrome bumpers, and available rally wheels, which made it look fast even when standing still. Dodge offered a wide range of vibrant high-impact colors like Hemi Orange, Top Banana, and Plum Crazy, adding even more personality to the already wild design. Under the hood, the Demon 340 lived up to its name. Powered by a 340 cubic inch, 5.6 liter, small block V8, it produced a solid 275 horsepower and 340 lb-ft of torque, numbers that were often underrated by the factory. The 340 engine was well known for its high revving nature and excellent breathing thanks to a 4-barrel carburetor and free-flowing heads. Weighing less than many of its bigger muscle car siblings, the Demon 340 could sprint to 60 km/h in just over 6 seconds, making it a serious contender on the street and at the drag strip. The interior of the 1972 Demon 340 was simple yet sporty, offering high-back bucket seats, a floor-mounted shifter, and an optional rally dash cluster with a 150 m/f speedometer and tachometer. While not as luxurious as some larger muscle cars, the Demon focused on driver engagement, giving you a cockpit designed for serious driving. Number 3. 1971 Mercury Cougar XR7. The 1971 Mercury Cougar XR7 stands as one of the most underrated gems of the muscle car era, often overshadowed by its more famous cousin, the Ford Mustang. However, what the Cougar XR7 lacked in mainstream recognition, it made up for in sheer performance, luxury, and style. Introduced as part of the second generation of the Cougar, the XR7 trim was aimed at those who wanted a more refined driving experience without sacrificing power. Under the hood, it offered a variety of engine options, including the formidable 3.5-to-1 Cleveland V8, which was well regarded for its performance and smooth power delivery. For those seeking even more thrills, there was the optional 429 Cobra Jet V8, a true muscle car powerhouse. But the Cougar XR7 wasn't just about raw power. It was about the complete driving experience. The car's design was sleek and sophisticated, with a long flowing body that set it apart from other muscle cars of the era. The grille featured distinct quad headlights, while the chrome bumpers and wide stance gave it a bold, aggressive look. Inside, the XR7 was designed to be a luxury car, with all the bells and whistles, plush leather seating, a wood-trimmed dashboard, and a high-end sound system that was ahead of its time. The cockpit was designed with the driver in mind, offering a sports car feel, but with the comfort of a cruiser, which was rare for muscle cars at the time. What truly set the XR7 apart, however, was its combination of muscle and comfort. While it could hit 60 plie in just over 6 seconds, which was impressive for its day, it also handled like a much more refined car, thanks to its excellent suspension setup. The ride was smooth yet responsive, and the power steering made it easy to handle on city streets or winding roads. This was a car that could easily take you from a relaxed Sunday drive to a thrilling high-speed experience without missing a beat. Though it didn't achieve the same fame as the Mustang or Camaro, the 1971 Cougar XR7 remains a standout in the muscle car world. It combined the power, style, and luxury that made cars of the era so special, but did so in a more understated, refined package. Number 4. 1971 Pontiac Ventura 2. The 1971 Pontiac Ventura 2 might not have been the flashiest car on the showroom floor, but it carried the DNA of Pontiac's performance spirit in a compact, understated package. Introduced as a new entry into the growing compact segment, the Ventura 2 was Pontiac's version of the proven GM X-Body platform, shared with the Chevrolet Nova. But Pontiac gave it its own identity, with a sharper, more refined look that hinted at something special beneath the surface. The exterior was clean and simple. Split grills, a sculpted body, and restrained chrome touches gave it a more upscale feel compared to its Nova sibling. It wasn't built to turn heads at a drag strip, but it carried a quiet confidence that appealed to drivers looking for style without screaming for attention. Performance options were modest in 1971, with inline-6 engines and a 307 cubic inch V8 being the main choices. While the Ventura 2 wasn't a factory street monster at launch, its lightweight rear-wheel drive chassis made it a perfect candidate for V8 swaps and hot rodding. In a few years, Pontiac themselves would recognize the potential by introducing high-performance Ventura models, including a GTO version. Inside, the Ventura 2 offered more comfort and style than most compacts. Optional vinyl bucket seats, wood grain accents, and sporty steering wheels created an inviting, driver-focused environment. Options like Rally 2 wheels and heavy-duty suspension packages allowed buyers to tailor their Ventura Dassault for a sportier experience. Though often overlooked, the 1971 Ventura 2 represents a perfect blank canvas from the golden era of American cars. Simple, well-built, and ready for anything. It's a car that quietly proved you didn't have to shout to be a part of the performance conversation. And today it's a hidden gem for collectors who know where to look. Number 5. Chrysler 300. The 1971 Chrysler 300 is one of the true hidden gems of the muscle car and personal luxury era. An overlooked powerhouse that blended big block performance with unmatched style and comfort. As Chrysler shifted away from the exclusive 300 Letta cars of the 50s and 60s, the 1971 300 became a different kind of statement. A full-size car that could run with muscle machines while offering first-class luxury. On the outside, the 1971 300 looked bold and intimidating. With its wide stance, hidden headlights, and massive split grille, it had a road presence few could match. The flowing body lines and upscale details showed Chrysler was still serious about craftsmanship, even as the muscle car wars were starting to cool. It had the feel of a personal statement, rather than just another car rolling off the assembly line. Under the hood, the standard 440 cubic inch V8 made sure the Chrysler 300 wasn't just about good looks. Producing 350 horsepower, or 375 with the optional TNT package, the 300 delivered effortless acceleration despite its size, and could easily surprise drivers of smaller, supposedly quicker muscle cars at a stoplight. Inside, the 300 was pure luxury. High back bucket seats, real wood grain trim, thick carpeting, and available features like power windows, tilt steering, and automatic climate control gave it a sense of refinement most muscle cars simply couldn't touch. It was a car built for both power and long-distance cruising. Number 6. 1978 Chrysler Cordoba 300. The 1978 Chrysler Cordoba 300 is one of the last hidden treasures of the late muscle car era. A stylish, comfortable cruiser that carried the spirit of performance when most of Detroit had already given up. By the late 70s, the muscle car market had largely dried up, strangled by rising insurance costs, stricter emission standards, and skyrocketing fuel prices. Yet, Chrysler quietly slipped one more performance-inspired model into its lineup, the Cordoba 300. Borrowing the legendary 300 badge that once symbolized Chrysler's high-performance luxury machines of the 50s and 60s, the 1978 version wasn't exactly a fire-breathing monster, but it offered a distinct blend of sharp looks, big V8 power, and exclusivity. Visually, it stood out with a bold red, white, and blue 300 decal package, body-colored grille and bumpers, and chrome 15-inch wheels. Unlike the standard Cordoba, the 300 model skipped the heavy vinyl roof, giving it a cleaner, sportier appearance. Under the hood sat Chrysler's 360 cubic inch V8, producing 195 horsepower and 280 lb-ft of torque. It wasn't earth-shattering by earlier muscle car standards, but it delivered smooth, reliable power that made the Cordoba 300 a joy to cruise in. Mated to a Torque-Flight automatic transmission and backed by a special handling package with heavy-duty shocks, front and rear sway bars, and wider tires, the 300 handled better than you might expect for a luxury coupe of its size. Inside, the Cordoba 300 continued the theme of understated sportiness. Instead of plush velour or excessive luxury trim, it featured simple yet elegant vinyl bucket seats, a center console with a floor shifter, and a sporty 3-spoke steering wheel. It was a driver's car at heart, comfortable for long distances, but ready to hustle when called upon.